AJ. Good evening to you.
Hello.
Sunday was a mix-up, so sorry about that with meditation. I didn't get scheduled for me, so I was looking. No one was there. I thought, oh, all right, but it was apparently a different link. Hello, Nicola. And I think you came on late too on Sunday.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I did come in late on Sunday as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so, well, and remember, it's the Western New Year. It's not yet the Chinese New Year. So I'm always like wondering, which New Year should I be saying, Because it
Is
gets
it on the 22nd?
22nd, yes, then it becomes the rabbit year. So if you're fond of rabbits or were born in the rabbit time, it's great, But it's supposed to be actually more improved than prior, so. All right, well, tonight, as you know, we have been moving through the elements for some of you, and we're now officially in winter. So we're going to focus on kind of a combination of the lungs, the metal elements, and then the kidneys and the water element. But the beginning will be centered around just a general warm-up. So your natural deep belly breath. So let's find ourselves standing in our Qigong stance, the toes pointing straight ahead, and the feet are roughly hip shoulder widths apart, the head is over the shoulders, shoulder to the hips. And just for a moment, just imagine you are drawing a line up and just pulling yourself up to the heavens. And what I want you to do is I want you to find a sense of length, a sense of posture, balance, stability. And then maybe you want that arm to come down. And if you're feeling like, well, what about the other arm? Do it on the other side. I like to do both. Just imagine, again, you're pulling yourself up to the heavens, tethered, but also firmly rooted in the earth. Right? And you can let the other hand come down. If it was up. And we'll begin now tapping one shoulder with the palm and the lower hand, the back of the kidneys or the buttocks. The deep belly breath. Inhaling up the back over the crown to the third eye. Exhaling down the front as navel draws to spine. So anytime we're moving the arms, you think of the meridians, you're working with the lungs. And anytime you're tapping the back, it's really pretty literally, or the kidneys or the buttocks, the kidneys and the bladder are being impacted. So we have the metal and the water elements. Once again, you're looking for that sense of awareness and a sense of, maybe, let's use the word joy. Living life fully in this moment. You can't be in the past, you can't be in the future. So can you be fully experiencing of each and every moment that you have? Gentle smile, perhaps, internal if you don't have the external one. Don't force it, just let it happen naturally. Very nice. Now let's shift to outside of the thighs. Just add a little bit of sway in here. So the reason for this is it works with the lower dantian, the lower chakras, and you're looking for those heels as we twist backwards. So affecting the spine and the abdominal core. Deep belly breath. And so earth is the mother of metal. Metal is the mother of water. And so they form this nice little chain, path, connection. And the stomach and the spleen, liver, gallbladder being impacted, so. Deep belly breath. The latter two I mentioned, liver and gallbladder, of course, wood element. Water is the mother of wood. Excellent. We'll come back to neutral and then just a nice big sweep up from behind, over the top, coming down. Gentle fist, draw back and in. And here we're working with governing and conception vessels. So the back and the front side of the body, and they are two extraordinary muscles that move energy through you, and every one of the meridians is affected by these two. So you might just be aware of what's happening now as you do it. Maybe it's stiffness, or maybe it's a sense of expansiveness. Whatever you become aware of, just be attentive to it. And come back to that idea of experiencing all of this fully, joyfully. And we'll do one more. I'm going to have you finish hanging upside down. So shifting the weight into the balls of the feet, that is the beginning of the kidney meridian, letting the head hang. Lengthening, straightening your legs, stretching the hamstrings. And then we'll inhale up left, big circles coming up left and twisting coming down right. So we think of the rising sun now, the solar energy. And that clearly is the fire element. And if we are finding ourselves, for instance, cold, we have some challenges with too much yin, too much feminine energy, then it's important to introduce that, which helps to simulate and maybe help mitigate too much water or the characteristics that relate to water. Let's do two more. So the intensity here with the back bend, if you are really going back, it's engaged and you will feel this in the kidneys, the low back. And last one, I might have added a couple there. Finish hanging upside down, straightening the legs, shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. And then as you're ready, inhaling up right, big circles up right, coming down left. The other direction. And now we're emphasizing the ascendancy of the moon. So the lunar elements, the lunar qualities, aspects, very cooling, very much water oriented. And they're important if the fire energy is too much. And let's do three more. And add another two onto it, just to be consistent with what I did on the other side. Finish hanging upside down. Straightening the legs, shifting the weight into the balls of the feet, relaxing the neck and the head. Deep belly breath. And now let's inhale and just lift the arms up, lifting them up overhead, and then lowering the elbows down, and we'll push through at chest level. And then we'll lift again. And lower the elbows and push through at chest level. Inhaling up. Now this is working with the middle dantian, and specifically the lungs. So this is the season of fall and autumn, the cooling time. And very important for our overall immunity, just as the kidneys are. Deep belly breath. Feel the belly expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Excellent. Let's do one more. And then we'll let the arms come down to the sides. Now, we've effectively worked with the upper dantian, with the arms coming over the heads and the circling up and around, so I don't want to belabor that. So we're going to step in with the left foot, and we'll come out to the left side, a nice wide stance. And just find yourselves now turning the toes straight ahead or out slightly. So they might go 15 degrees, 20 degrees, and bend into the knees. So lower down. And we're preparing ourselves now for bear. So the bear frolic, one of the 5 animal frolics, and the oldest of Qigong practices. Let the arms come up. And the palms are facing forward, the fingers just gently spread apart. You can find here a sense of power and strength. So this in particular, as I mentioned earlier, is great for the lungs because we're using the arms, holding them upright, stretching out, and the kidneys because we're going to start twisting momentarily. So please, when you're twisting, try to maintain the integrity of the solid foundation with the feet and the hips. The twist begins really in the waist. And don't over twist because you could, overdo your low back. So take an inhale and lengthen to the crown. And on the exhale, twist. So just begin to turn to the left, your left. You can turn the head a bit as well, but the torso is turning. Inhale as we return back to center. Exhale, right. Notice where you feel this. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Now, I'm doing it relatively slow, holding it. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. So if you want to find a different cadence for yourself, you know the form now, feel free. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. The legs stay bent. Remember how we began by checking on the tethering up to the heavens and rooting into the earth? Well, that's what you're maintaining here as you have this posture of balance, strengthening, flowing. Maybe you start to feel a little warmth. That's very good. If it's cold during the winter season, that's the season of kidney and bladder, the water element, when things can go awry for them. So we want to warm them up. And we'll come back.
I just wanted to give you a
Do the right side,
down to your
and
channel
then
and
slowly, straighten the legs and let the arms down to the sides. Breathing your natural deep belly breath. Now we'll once again sit low and bring those arms back up. Here we're going to focus on strengthening the back. So you might have experienced that in the first one, but take an inhale and lengthen. On the exhale, twist left and press the left arm out. So about 30 degrees, maybe some of you went even a little further back. Inhale, draw back in with the left arm and hand, back to neutral. Exhales out right, pressing out. Inhales drawing back in, neutral. Exhales left, pressing out. Inhale. Exhaling right. Inhales. Exhales. You're just moving side to side. You can create a sense of resistance through visualizing the movement, and the resistance will build strength. Flowing and breathing. One more set. And here again, finishing on the right. Drawing back in, straightening the legs, let your bare paws come down. Now, it's also helpful if you have a visual of a bear. If you have a particular favorite type of bear, maybe you visualize that. And when you're ready, sit lower again, maybe just a deepen it, and let those arms come up. Now we're going to do bearing down. So our pause, we'll take an inhale and lengthen, exhales, twist left, but press down with the left hand, down towards the earth. And then lift your left paw and come back to center, twist rise on the exhale and press down. And here again, experiencing a bit of resistance. Inhales as you lift. Exhales left. Pressing down. So you might imagine you were standing in water and you had a beach ball and you didn't want to float away. So you want to hold it down. There's a resistance of pushing up a bit. Or maybe you want to visualize a log with a bunch of sticky honey in it. And your paw has gone in and you're lifting it up so that you can enjoy eating it.
No, if you go on the Idaho Youth Ranch website and you look up the name of this place that she sent me, you can
And
see the
Mary-
plans for it.
Mary, could you mute? I think you're on, just so we don't hear. Thank you. Inhale. Exhale. Flowing. Twisting. Notice what is happening now. Do you still have a sense of fullness of experience, being in the moment? Maybe this sense of joy, maybe you're fatigued and you're not so joyful now, I don't know. Imagine maybe the sweetness of the honey coming up. And last one, twisting left. Inhale to the left, turning back to center. Exhale, right and down. And then we'll lift. And we'll come back to neutral. Let the arms come down, straightening the legs, and take a round or two of breath. So, the water element, I mentioned the kidneys and the bladder, two of the key organs in their respective systems. We can think of the flavor of salty. So water has a salty taste to it. And the salt helps to nourish our organs and our internal body and to eliminate toxins. Assist in the chemical pathways, settle back in, bending the legs. I've also mentioned the winter season, the seasons of cold. Now the hands will come up in front of the chest, the palms facing the heavens. And take an inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, send the arms to your left. Now the left arm will extend more fully, the right hand roughly level and by the elbow. Inhales back in. Exhales out to the right. Here again, noticing what is happening now. It's almost as if you were holding a party. You're extending a tray of hors d'oeuvres. A winter party. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now it's your winter party, of course. Continue. If the water element is dominant, it's cold and cool, and it's cold and cool outside, then you need to, of course, make sure that you're not just serving cold foods, right? So you want some fiery foods here. And of course, to keep it balanced, you'll also have some sweets and some pungents. But there's definitely a sense of some salt, not overdoing it. Too much salt is used in our general eating, especially in the West. And one more set. Notice what is happening now. And inhaling back to center, we'll let the hands come down and let the legs straighten. Breathing. Deep belly breath. And when you are ready, sit back down. Allow yourself to find that posture with the hands right in front of the chest. Take an inhale. Now on the exhales, twist left and push out to the side. The hands stay in the same plane. So the right extends more than the left. Inhales back to center. So the power push. Exhales out to the right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Breathing the deep belly breath, continuing with that pattern. So we have the direction of north. This is the time of life when you are formless between death and birth. When you are energy, pure energy. So there are no sense of labels, you're free. Society hasn't gotten its hooks into you, and you have not allowed it. We're unencumbered by a physical body. So if you like to dress in dark colors, then you are nurturing the water element. If you like water or the mountains also, even though the mountains are earth, the mountains themselves symbolize protection, strength. Inhale. Exhaling left, we'll finish on the right. Exhaling as you push out. And inhales back to center, let the hands come down and straighten the legs. Deep belly breath. Now as you're ready, we'll bend back into our legs and we'll lift those hands back up. Now we're going to start by pushing to the right. So we will push to the right, same way with the hands in the same plane, without moving your legs. So we'll hinge and come down the right side and around in front, linking to the crown of the head as we trace a line across the floor. And then we lift, drawing up the left side and pushing out to the left. And then down the left side and over to the right, keeping the legs bent, drawing up the right and pushing down. Down right. So that's the form, just back and forth, tracing up the legs, pushing out, coming down, lengthening the spine, drawing up, pushing out, hinging, coming down. So water also likes quietude. So too much activity is very disturbing to the water element. And it drains your life force, your essence. And as you're doing this practice, just notice what's manifesting for you. Maybe physically, maybe mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What refinements might you make to experience this more fully? Excellent. So we will finish as we come over to the left, pushing out. Now, hold it there for just a moment. I'm not going to have you straighten the legs this time. Deep belly breath. We'll come back down the left side, over to the right, draw up. And this time, as you push out, I want you to lean back to the left. So you'll bend the left leg, the right leg will straighten. You've pushed out like resistance. Then we'll inhale back to center, bending the legs, come down, like you're bowing, over to the left, draw up the left, push out, lean back, right. So right leg bends, left leg straightens. Inhale center, both legs bend, hinge and come down. And over to the right, up. So we circle and we push back. Inhale center, hinge and come down. Over to the left, draw up. Push, lean back. Inhale center. Exhale down. Over to the right, draw up. Push, lean back. Inhale center. Exhale. Over to the left. Back. Down. To the right. Up. Press. Hinge. Draw. Push. Center. Down. Up. Press. Center. Hinge. Left. Center. Upright. Press. Center. Last set. Left. Up. Push. Center. Hinge. Right. Up. Push. Inhale, center, let the arms slowly come down. And then we'll work our feet in. And we'll come to our mountain, standing still. Now we've just experienced the standing bear, or the stationary bear. I want to do some moving bears. So I will adjust slightly, and I'm going to walk across the room. So you can place your hands on your thighs, your feet are hips width apart, hands are just resting on the thighs. And we'll take a nice step through with the left foot, hinge from the hips about 30 degrees, and twist and look over the left shoulder. So you're twisting, so you can imagine the left shoulder goes back a bit, the right shoulder comes in a bit, the back leg is straight, you can feel the stretch in the hamstring. Most of the weight's in the front leg, right? Knee over ankle roughly. Inhales now come up nice and tall. We'll step through right and hinge and twist right. lift, step through left, hinge, twist, looking over left shoulder, lifting, stepping through right, hinging, twisting, looking over right. So the twist begins low spine through mid to upper, inhales we lift, step through left. If I've left the camera, that's okay, you keep going, inhale, leaning back, shifting out to the right, and lifting. Now I've come all the way across the room, so I'm going to come back, and you'll see me momentarily. So we begin with the left again, if you happen to have gone across where you finished with the right. Stepping left, twisting from low to mid to upper spine, looking over left shoulder, then leaning back, shift the weight to the back leg, then to the front, step through with the right. Hinge, twist, look over the right shoulder. Inhale as we lift, step through left. So you can adjust that stationary foot just to give you a little support. You choose how to do it best. Lift, step through right. Twisting, looking over right shoulder. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we step. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we step. Right is forward, twisting now to the right. Inhale as we lift. Stepping left. Inhale and lift. Stepping right. And then back to neutral. So let's just, I'm going to work my way back a couple of steps. So you can keep going wherever you are. I just want to come back so you can see me for the next iteration. Excellent. So I think I'm there, and I'll try to do it so my head is present. So now this next one, you will find that there's going to be this nice kind of gentle movement with the hands. So I'll just turn to face you. So one hand will face up and the other hand will face down. So we're just alternating. A natural deep belly breath. Excellent. So when we step, we're going to step with the left foot and the left hand will come up and the right hand stays down. And now we'll step with the right and the right hand comes up and the left palm turns down. And so the weight is in the back leg, but then it shifts as you come through, right? And you keep the spine long and erect. Stepping left, left palm faces up, right palm faces down by the hip, and then you come through and right palm turns to face up, left palm facing down. So you can see this is very relaxed. Imagine the same tether drawing you up to the heavens, yes? So let's come back to neutral. We'll revisit that in a moment. So I'm going to just kind of intermix a couple of these. So now our next one is about power and protection. So as before, remember the hands were on the thighs, okay? So we'll step through with the left foot. And we're going to bring the left arm up, the palm, making fists. So the left arm will circle in and the right palm, make a fist, and the right forearm will face forward in front of the forehead, but you're twisting, looking over the left shoulder again, right? And then we'll gently shift the weight back, gentle fists, and now we step through, right? And the right arm circling around, the right arm comes in front of the heart, the left overheads, twisting, looking over right shoulder, drawing back, stepping through left. Here again, noticing what is happening now. And we'll finish with the right, drawing back, and I'll come back through. So here again, you can put the hands on the thighs to start with, step with the left foot, and then gentle fists, swivel the arms around, big circles, left in front of chest, right in front of forehead, forearm faces away, twisting, looking over left, draw back, step through right, circle, right in front of chest, left overhead, look over right shoulder. Twist from low to mid to upper spine. Draw back and step through. 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 So nice. Draw back. Maybe you can do 2 more wherever you are. So the forward leg is the arm that's in front of the chest, so you don't block your vision. You can imagine maybe have a couple of cubs in there jumping all over you, and you want to keep yourself protected. So we come back to the one we were doing just a moment ago, and we will again step through with the left, and then we'll come through with the right, just alternating the hands. So I want to just do this a couple more of these because it will have relevance to our next walk. Finishing with the right, turn, and I will step left again, coming through. So here we have a very long vertical spine, vertical body. Excellent, turning and stepping left, back to the center, finishing with the right. Now I'm back to neutral. And this one will be done pretty much in like roughly a 3 foot square area. So you can imagine that you're going to twist and maybe like it's a dance. So we will start off with the left foot coming through just as we did before. And the right palm facing down right by the hip. But now we will begin to shift the weight into the front leg as we bring the right foot up, and the toes will turn perpendicular. So you can imagine the big toes touching one another. The right hand is going to come up right into the center of the palm of the left. So fingers pointing down. And then I'm going to begin to twist around, stepping back with the left foot as I swivel to face the opposite direction. Right palm up because right leg is forward. Left palm down because left leg's back. And then I shift the weight into the front leg again and I step up with the left foot, circling my arm up and over. Big toes touch. And then the arms come apart as I step back with the right. Left palm up, right palm down, weights in the back leg. Shift through. And again, we just do this a few more times. Practice, seeing if you can go all the way around. Coming up, circling, stepping, big toes touch, and then swivel as you step back. And through, and around. So this might be one where if you have a question, you can certainly ask. We can do a couple more. And just big circle up, stepping in, and then lowering, stepping up, twisting. One more set. And coming back around. Letting the hands come in and down, feet together, feeling the imprint of bear. And then we'll just allow the left foot to come out a little bit and begin to rub the kidneys. So we will finish with some healing energy for the different organs, but especially the kidneys and the bladder. Excellent. Now, let yourself trace the line all the way down the bladder channel, the backs of the leg, and then over the tops of the feet and up the inner channels of the legs, the kidney channel. Right up through the kidneys, the imaginary kidneys on the front side and down. Very good. Then bring the hands back again, caress the kidney. And then down the backs of the legs. I'm just giving you some gentle movements. We're going to move into a little bit more fully fleshed out version. And one more time, gently massage. Down the backs of the legs, over the tops of the feet, inhaling up and down. Now we'll step the left foot back in. And when you're ready, step the left foot out and sweep the arms up from behind so it's a back bend, loose engage. We'll come over the top, reach around with the arms behind to the Achilles tendons. Let the head hang. Draw up the bladder channel of the legs. Make gentle fists tap the kidneys. Flow back down the bladder channels over the tops of the feet, inhaling up to the front side and gently pressing down. Step in left foot and then out right. Sweep behind. You can feel the compression here of the kidneys, right? Come down over the top, sweep around behind, Achilles tendons, let head hang. Draw up. Gentle fist tap. Lower down. Over the tops of the feet, inhaling up and down. Stepping in right, sweeping back, over, down, and around. Achilles tendons, draw up, tap, flow back down. Over the tops, inhaling up and pressing down, stepping in. Sweep, glutes engage on those back bends, come around, tummy draws in to support you here. Draw up, tap, down, and up, and in. Last set, sweep, over, around, draw up, tap the kidneys, come down, over the tops of the feet, inhaling up. Pressing down, stepping in left, and once again, a big sweep. Up, tap, flow down, up the inner channels, and down, stepping in right, back to mountain, we'll come up with the hands, gently pressing down, signifying the end of that movement. Asking yourself, what are you aware of now? So here it's again a chance of quietude, a chance to be fully in the moment, to experience a sense of flow and formlessness. When you are ready, draw the hands up the front of the body, over the shoulders, around the back of the head, pressing down, sealing the practice in through the feet. Sweeping up from the sides, over the head, pressing down, sealing the practice in through the legs. And finally, one more time, up the front, around the head and down, sealing the practice in through our entire body. We'll bring the hands to the belly, female right, male left, switch it up if you like. The other hand over top, and soften with the eyes, close them if you like, feel the imprints. Do you feel more nourished? The essence a little richer, a little more vibrant. And slowly, slowly raise the hands up in front of the face, look vigorously up. We'll create a little heat. We'll place them over the eyes, hover or cover. And allow for the inwards penetration into the upper dantian. And one more time. But this time, bring them to the kidneys. So I'm going to bypass the middle dantian because it's already the fire element, and I think it's pretty warm from what we were doing, but we might still have, probably feel a little moisture in the low back. And just in the off chance that you might still be feeling a little maybe imbalanced, we'll step the left foot out. And we'll lift the left arm up in front, and the right hand will come right by the ear, the gentle fingers, and then we'll switch. The right arm goes forward and the left hand by the ears. A gentle bend in the knees. Maybe straightening the legs as you switch. Notice the energetics here. So this is quite nice for the lungs and the kidneys, and the idea of balance, hearing. Then we can let the arms open out to the sides, float down. We'll lift. Hug the tree, sink the chi. And one more time, lifting, hugging, sinking, stepping back in, and circling around, encapsulating the right fist, the left palm, a gentle bow. Thank you all. Have a lovely west, how about north? A lovely north. How about have a lovely rest of your evening? All right. See you all later. Bye-bye.